Hello everyone! This beautiful, intense week of spring has brought so much new color and warmth to the world. 1 week ago we moved out of our city apartment and entered a new phase of starting again. I'm lucky I get to stay with my mother in my hometown for a while before jumping on my one-way flight to Ireland to make a new home. Spring is in full swing here, and I feel like after chaotic weeks, my body and mind are finding each other again. I currently do yoga every single day with my mom, and I journal each night to soften into this new time. I tell myself that the hardest part is behind me now. The future seems unsure, but so is life, and I choose to not take a single day I am given for granted any longer. With the beautiful sun we had this past week, I strolled over to my nonna's house and spent the afternoon in her garden. With all the new flowers in bloom all along the forest and paths, I couldn't resist going out to forage for some wild garlic. I have never foraged garlic before, but it had been on my list for a while, and then my dear friend inspired me to recreate her wild garlic pesto, which I will share with you later. The older I get, the more magical it is to discover how nature provides for us, every day and every season. Going out into the woods and returning home with a basket full of free food that's so healthy and unprocessed feels so special to me. It makes me feel present and connected in a completely new way. Lately I've begun to really see myself as a part of nature and this ecosystem I live in, no longer separate like I once thought. We often speak about the outdoors as a place we go to. We visit from our busy lives lived indoors and in concrete jungles and on screens, when in reality we can never be separate from it. It is what we are made of, and we are inseparable from our beautiful earth. Being back in my childhood home feels strange. It has been 7 years since I moved out and navigated life as an adult. I always had a restlessness and a hunger to leave my town and see the world, and somewhere in my teen years this desire turned into resentment. I think many of us free, creative souls might feel this way once in a while. I did for a long time. I felt almost nervous to be back here for a few weeks, trying to figure myself out. Kind of stranded after selling everything I owned in the city, with no job or home of my own to return to right now. This is a very singular and weird time in my life. My mother said that I am floating between past and future, and that's exactly how I feel, dangling somewhere in this present moment. Coming home, I set the intention to put myself in the way of beauty, to go out and rediscover my home forest, to find something extraordinary where I once wasn't able to. This has begun a process during the last week of changing my perspective and paying attention again. I think sometimes we fall into this rut of autopilot when everything is routine and familiar. But the world around us keeps turning and changing, and since I began honoring the seasons more, I find signs of every new month wherever I go. I used to consume content that made me feel utterly jealous of people who seemed to live in the perfect places, and I felt stuck here for many different reasons. It was a painful time in my life, never feeling like I was in the right place, but also as if the nature surrounding me was not breathtaking enough. No glacial mountains and oceans with deep forest lakes. Everything around me always felt ordinary and inadequate. I was dissatisfied with my ordinary life in this small town, bordering a bigger city and a tiny stretch of forest. Now I feel differently. For some reason, this is the place I grew up in. This is my home, and there is beauty here. This little, ordinary life has a lot to offer. In fact, most of us simply are ordinary, and that word itself doesn't feel all that frightening anymore. But as with most things, we only receive the energy we put in. This week I have found so much joy in spending time with my cats, gardening on my mom's balcony, sitting in my nonna's small front yard, listening to the birds in the morning, paying attention to the golden light in the evenings that filter through the curtains in my room, and realizing that even a forest as overseeable and familiar as this one offers so much life and abundance. I now think back to my years in cities, feeling hopelessly disconnected from nature and thinking that now I could find spring blossoming anywhere. I could watch the sky and find a pretty bird and celebrate the seasons' change wherever I am. Nature truly is all around us, because we are nature, even when our lives feel too ordinary to be seen. They are valid, they are unique and special. I am not who I used to be anymore, and the older I get, the less I find myself living for external validation, and instead asking myself, what is a life well lived to me? I am now committed to living a simple life, and it doesn't have to be loud or ask for a lot of attention in order to be beautifully mine. This all might sound cheesy to you, but I believe that when we realize how short our existence here is in the grand scheme of things, and that only the peace we cultivate and the love that we give today matters, it makes it obvious that even an unsuspecting, quiet life can be truly extraordinary and truly beautiful in all of its small ways. Hello you guys, it's been a while since I sat down because I missed out on last week's video, simply because my life was so chaotic and messy. I have been moving and I just spent the last week looking like a crazy person dealing with bureaucracy, driving a moving van for 600 kilometers, and just every day has been building and not very aesthetic, and I want these videos to be like beautiful little diary entries that bring me joy and that feel intentional when I make them, but also for people to watch and kind of calm them down and be something beautiful and restful, and not something that feels messy and all over the place. But that's exactly what my life looks like. And then I had the Easter holidays, and now I feel like my brain and my body are kind of in the same space again, because I have just been in a weird mode for the last weeks. But I'm here now, and I feel like I'm slowly settling into myself and into this new phase, which consists of paying a lot of bills because it's expensive to end a life in one country and begin again in another one. And in the last week, when everything has gotten too much for me to handle, I have really tried to shift my perspective to an attitude of gratitude. But it helps. I now rephrase all of my worries as, thank goodness that I am able to move. Thank goodness I have the freedom to make a decision like this. Thank goodness I'm healthy and I can physically do the things I have been doing. Thank God I get to heat my apartment and I get to pay electricity bills, to have a warm bath, and I get to make money that I get to spend on things that are important in life, even when I'm not too impressed with the bills I've been receiving, but it's all part of life. But I'm just trying to be grateful and find some sort of peace, even when modern life and adult life is a little bit much to deal with. I think we all know those feelings. But I wanted to make this specific video for a while, especially being back here. I wanted to talk about the beauty of an ordinary life. And for a long time, I have been feeling scared of doing very little with my life. I always felt as if I had to do something big, something loud, that a lot of people see, that a lot of people can validate and find success in a way that a lot of people would also see as successful. And over the last year or so, I have slowly been able to get rid of these expectations I have put on myself, and also really think about what a successful and life well lived is to me. And one of my favorite poets, she has a saying where she says, write as if you're on the moon. And my new mantra to myself is also to live as if I was on the moon. If there was no one around to see what I write, to see what I do, to question how I spend my time or how I make my money, if I needed to make money on the moon, that is the life I want to live. A life that is purely dictated by what I like and what I would like to do. And that life, that theoretical life on the moon, that's the life I am striving for, to live on this earth. A life that feels like it's 100% my own, without taking other people's ideas or even my ideas of what other people might see as successful or good enough into consideration. And for me lately, this version of me on the moon is a version that journals and reads and writes and paints and sings and just does these slow, beautiful things that I want to share on this channel. You know, crafting and being outside barefoot and picking flowers and learning about nature and foraging. To me, those small things are what our life consists of. And I think an ordinary life that isn't loud and doesn't ask for too much attention can be an extraordinary and beautiful life if we can cultivate a feeling of joy and peace and contentment for ourselves and let go of the desire to be outstanding and excellent and overachieving. At least that's my current journey. I would love to hear your guys' thoughts on this. As always, thank you so much for being here, for watching this video. I appreciate your time. I will see you next week, Sunday, and I'm sending you all my love. Bye-bye.